SEO and GEO have different objectives, with the biggest drawback, at least today. This is episode number 414 of the My Online Toolbox Weekly Quick Tips and Reminders in all facets of online marketing to help you grow your business with more quality leads. Last week, we were talking about how remodeler and builder marketing education classes is very difficult to do it correctly, and also what's the point for your unique value proposition in your business. Check out last week's episode. But this week we're moving right into the fast-moving topics of SEO and GEO having different objectives, and we want to make sure we begin with the understanding of the two, because SEO, better known as search engine optimizations, are the traditional methods that most have become accustomed to over the years, but a rapidly emerging strategy called generative engine optimization, referred to as GEO, focuses on optimizing content to be referenced in the AI-generated responses that you're seeing when you're on the search engines. And we want to make sure you realize, first, what is the difference between GEO and SEO? First, the objective, most importantly. SEO has always focused in on improving your website rankings on search engines such as Google and Bing, but GEO has a totally different objective. Very important to note that it optimizes your content for inclusion in the AI-generated responses in platforms like Chat, GPT, and Gemini, and many, many others that are evolving. The display of the search results also is important because with SEO, the your web pages are being displayed based on the quality and relationship towards the query to be seen. But with GEO, it's providing real-time generated AI responses that are being summarized from multiple different sources. From a user interaction perspective with SEO, users need to click on something, preferably your website landing page, to learn more. But with GEO, users are receiving responses from different sources and they may decide to continue. But it unfortunately reduces the number of clicks by the users going to a further destination to learn more. And most importantly, the difference pertaining to performance analytics, because with SEO, it measures performance based on traffic to your website. With GEO, it's measuring results by how often the content is shown, which doesn't mean they came to your website. So what's the biggest drawback of this optimization for GEO? Unclear metrics. While it's possible to easily track and measure the metrics for traditional SEO and from a My Online Toolbox perspective, we've always, for more than 15 years now, targeted the harder metrics of engagement rates and engagement time, but the metrics for GEO are very hard to quantify. This means that it's overly challenging to determine the strategy effectiveness, at least for now. So the best strategy to adapt is, no matter where you go to learn about how to adapt to the GEO environment, is creating high quality content to rank with both traditional search engines as well as the generative search engines. You have to then distribute this high quality content across various platforms to boost the visibility of the content. And then, of course, there are various technical considerations too. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because at the start of the strategy, I said create high quality content, and you need to look up because I just changed the color from just white to bright yellow to make sure you realize creating high quality content to rank with both traditional search engines and generative search engines that too many have focused for way too long on quantity over quality. And adapting to quality is not an overnight adjustment. Many of the people you work with for years in marketing that have been building your social media, your websites, and your SEO strategies, they have been indoctrinated to focus in on quantity. So right now, quality is taking the front seat, and that is something where you need to realize that the people who may be pitching to you, whatever it is they're pitching, their entire education themselves over the last 5 to 10 years has been based on quantity. So it's not an easy adjustment, and you better take a real hard approach to realizing many of these people are taking classes right now to learn what is quality, so they're only ahead of you by a minute. That is why What you have to do is be aware My Online Toolbox has been promoting quality over quantity since its existence. And to prove our point, if you go to the My Online Toolbox Instagram channel, you will see well over 250 weekly featured projects that were always focusing in on quality over quantity, and that has been our approach. So now, yes, we are adapting to include additional technical strategies to support the GEO and SEO differentiation, but as far as having the high quality content, that's been part of our blood since day one, and it's something that needs to be part of your blood today. But be very careful on the people who claim that they're creating high quality content, because more than likely they're using tools to create that high quality as opposed to ensuring that your story stays uniquely told from you in the proper way to adapt to both GEO and SEO. And if you do it wrong, in a year or two later, when these tools even get further enhanced in how to promote high quality content, you will lose, and the people who helped you will be long gone. This is My Online Toolbox reminding you that our education classes are focused in on more quality leads based on having more quality content from the beginning. The education is designed for both remodelers, builders, and specialty contractors in the industry. And never forget to start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.